Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome to this first impressions episode of Gladiabots Tactical AI Programming with me, Lathbot, and of course, welcome to a rather adorable little stylized robot. Now, this is a game that has very recently started to become quite popular over on the old YouTubes, and as such, has been heavily recommended to me. It also came with a lot of warnings from people who found it a bit challenging or a little bit confusing, so I think this will be a perfect opportunity to see for myself how this game is. Is it too confusing for a novice who isn't really into this stuff normally, or is it going to be taught to us in a much better way? Perhaps I will mould your opinions on if it's a game for you. Either way though, you can pick this game up for free. It's under a pay what you think it's worth sort of model. The link will be in the description in case you want to get it yourself. I personally paid 10 great British pounds because that's a nice middle point for me, but anyway, you pay whatever you think is worth. Missions then. We have introduction and we have catch. That's all that's available at the moment. I have just opened up the introduction just to make sure it worked, and apparently it's counted as complete. Either way, let's quickly go into the introduction and go through as many as possible so that we can hopefully reach the end of the tutorial. Oh dear god, that absolutely deafened me. So this game runs into a problem which many new games in alpha run into. The audio is not balanced between one scene and the next. Oh dear god, my left ear just got blown off. Here's how Gladiabot's artificial intelligence system works. Each bot has its own artificial intelligence AI. An AI is basically a node tree. There are two types of nodes. Okay, so it's going to be one of these. I assume then it's probably going to be drag and drop, but we'll see how that goes in the future. Conditions, inner nodes. And actions, leaf nodes. Each bot frequently checks its AI to know which action to execute. It checks branches from left to right until it finds a valid branch, i.e. containing only valid nodes. There's the start. That's yes, that's no, so it moves on to the next. So it has a priority system going from left to right, the left being the most important, the right being the least important, and yeah, you get the basic concept there, it's not overly difficult. It will execute this action until its branch becomes invalid. The only question I've got is if this game will go by the basic principle of if it's undergoing this action, then this one becomes allowed, the left one becomes allowed, will it then go to that one instead of continuing, if that makes any sense? I need to know how these things work because I am bad at this kind of stuff. It will execute this action until a branch becomes invalid, yep, or a leftmost branch becomes valid. I should have just allowed it to keep on going rather than questioning it, evidently. Okay, that's a pretty simple concept. Somewhat similar to games like what's the name of that one? The one I almost started playing but ended up not. Ishtralid? That game had a very similar system. Conclusion, branches are ordered by priority. Okay. Catch. Catch the resource. Okay. Oh, hello little robot. Let's create your first bot AI. We'll start with a simple action, catch the closest resource, which I assume is that adorable ball over there. I don't know what I'm doing here. Select node type. I guess it's an action, so yes, I want it to catch. This one. Yep, that's the only one available. Resource and closest. Okay, that's pretty cool how that was done. That's very simple as well. So right now, all we have in the AI is go and catch the closest resource. Pretty simple. Go! Do your thing! Yay! You win! I liked that mission, that was more my type of difficulty. Secure the resource. Now let's create a new branch telling our bot to secure the resource to the closest base. If it's currently carrying a resource, of course. Okay, so what's going to be is, yep, there we go this one over here. And this one's going to be a condition, and this one will be self, and will be carrying resource, let me guess. Nope, actually no, just end there, because then that goes to a leaf, of course it does. And that action will be that. Secure resource. Apparently that's what it's called to bring it back. Oh, okay, so secure resource basically means drop off. Ally base, and again, closest. So right now, if it already has a resource, because remember, left is more important, right is less important, if it has a resource, go and take it back to the base. However, if the condition isn't met, go and get a resource. So if that works as intended, which I'm fairly certain it will, go! Go grab, because that's invalid, now that's valid, you can go all the way back and secure that lovely orange ball. Well done. Mission complete. Attack the enemy first. Okay, so basically what it wants us to do is kill the enemy, then grab the resource, then do that. Fair enough. But right now, what it's going to do is just go, look, we have the ball. And we'll be horribly murdered. Our bot needs to defend itself. It should attack the closest enemy before thinking about catching a resource. Why do I feel like I'm going to make really aggressive robots doing this? So then, that should be in the middle, because that should be the most important one. You know, I would argue almost killing the enemies would be more important, but I guess that's where your own playstyle will come into play. So action, attack, enemy, closest. I was actually thinking that perhaps a condition would have to be met, wherein an enemy would have to be acknowledged, would have to be present, but apparently that's kind of built into this. So this time, we should go and kill the enemy, I'm assuming. Not valid, valid, go kill. Very simple animation cycles, but it looks really satisfying. You go grab that. You go take ball in. We win again. Hurrah for us. We are crushing the tutorial. Next, please. Approach. Only attack. Okay, that's what I was assuming. Something like this. And honestly, that's really important, because otherwise you'll have your robots going miles away to attack things which you really don't want to attack. Your attack precision depends on the distance between you and your target. Select your bot to see the different ranges associated. Okay, so I would assume medium would be best here. If there's anyone in a medium range of the thing you're going for, go kill. Do I really have to... Okay, fine. Ooh, there's actually accuracy involved. Oh yeah, 10, 15, 90, derp to herp. It's even on the screen right now. This bot's model, attack precision rather, is too low at long range. Okay then. Ooh, maybe we can get different robots in the future. So really then, we want to remove this. I was assuming we could remove it, but apparently we can just edit it. Ah, target filters. Okay, it's on the side. I was assuming perhaps it was a condition. Okay, that makes a lot more sense, and it's a lot easier. Really? Short range? I'd go for medium. Oh, so you can do either. That makes a lot more sense as well. Thank you, game, for showing me this. So far, the tutorial has been pretty darn good, I have to say. Every question I've had so far, without fail, has been answered. Goodbye to enemy robot once again, and then we grab the ball and we go there. And I'm sure in the future all these will unlock, so we have replay, pause, fast forward, etc. We are the master of the balls. We are the ball masters. You cannot handle our balls. Spare your shield. Ooh, we have a shield. Okay, so what does the shield do? I'm guessing it just regens after taking damage. I've already got a good idea about this. If it can regen, and if the enemies will have to chase you or won't chase you past a specific range, I assume we can take damage when the shield's down, go away. I'm going to guess, yep, there we are. Condition, shield, so self, shield at... Okay, I just said 0, honestly, just as soon as the shield breaks, but that makes more sense because we're going to be shot whilst we're moving, of course, so yeah, 25% makes... How many times have I said makes more sense? Action, run away. Flee from enemy closest. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Until it regens, then it will, of course, go to the next one. So currently, the attack is the only valid. Our shield is almost broke, so we're now running away. The shield is coming back. After reaching 25%, we go back to fighting. I'm almost tempted to do 50% and have a really cowardly AI, which is harder to kill. Especially in static enemies, but I guess most enemies won't be static in the future. It all depends on how it ends after the tutorial. Just let us have our balls. That's all we want in life. There we are. We grab the ball, we deposit the ball in the hole, as life should be. Also, I've just realised the resource actually makes us slower, so that's something we have to take in mind later. Team play! Yay, we have multiple robots! Ooh, I'm guessing each one can have different AI. Set up your bot's AI, so team play. How about we just kill them? Why don't... Ooh, attacker, scorer, escorter. Oh, cool. So then we just press one and we can choose what they are. So right now we have attacker, attacker, attacker. Do we have shields? Okay, so restart. I'm going to do what we learned a second ago, and I'm going to change the attacker AI to have one more condition, self, shield at 25%, apply. Then, ooh, that looks better. I like how customizable that is. Action, flee from enemy closest. Apply. Also, is the one perhaps attack weakest? So attack closest, short range enemy. Let's edit you. Health. Okay, so I could have it to attack... I can see how we can do that a lot more complex later, but for now, this is how my attack's going to be. So, just kill the enemy. Oh, however, if we have only attackers, we have no one currently getting the ball. So maybe just one scorer. But maybe we should make the scorer so that itself is aggressive. Honestly, I just want them all fighting. We outnumber them. Why don't we just kill them and then we're safe to get the balls all by ourselves? So, action, attack, enemy, closest, and range. I want it to be medium and short only. Did I just mess... Oh, I didn't press apply, did I? Okay. So there we are. We now have the scorer also being somewhat aggressive, although a little bit more suicidal than the others I've just thought. So actually what we should have done is made the scorer in the same sense of the attacker to run away if the shield is broke. So once again, we're going to do this, and honestly, I would much rather the shield be the prime thing rather than scoring, because I want my bots to survive. So once again, condition, self, shield below a certain percentage, apply, and then underneath that, we have, of course, the action of fleeing from enemies which are close by. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so that's how I want my scorer done. So you in the middle of the scorer, you are both aggressors. Honestly, the scorer is very similar to the attackers. It's almost pointless now I think about it. Why? The only thing is, the scorer will grab the balls if the enemies are not nearby. That's it. Go, do the thing. We should not have fast-forwarded so much. Oh, we may get the ball. So that was clearly not the best way of doing it. Aha, there we go. So, because the enemy got out of range, our scorer is no longer defending himself. And that was what I was hoping would happen, but I wasn't sure if it would happen. I got really confused. Yes, that's actually what I wanted. You two to be constantly aggressive. You be aggressive only if they're nearby, so more of a defensive stance. And then once the enemy are away, yeah. Shame, though, he's going to get that one score. But we will definitely get the next. And now fast forward. I like how even the music speeds up. Thank you very much. 2-1. We win! Although that could have been done a lot better. Next step, best score, the 7 wonders. Ooh, hello. So this time we're more equal. So, how should we do this? We still have the scorer AI as it is. Perhaps that would be the better one. Attack until they're running away, and then... How about if I put them all as scorer? What would happen then? Also, can I change the name of these? That would be great. I'll find out later. Oh, it seems like they have the same AI as us, except for we're walking away. And they're not. Okay, question. Why aren't you fleeing? Your shield is down, so... Okay, what happened there then? Okay, let's learn. Let's learn what happened. Let's watch. Why did you stop fleeing? Did you get stuck into each other? Let's watch that again. I'm actually curious. Why did that suddenly become invalid? So you're doing it correctly, you're not. I think it's literally because they hit each other, because they got in each other's way, they stopped figuring out that, oh, this is... Yeah, because now it's working. They're clearly getting in each other's way. But why would that cause the reset? I guess because it's no longer valid. Yeah, it's no longer valid because they can't flee. They then say the fleeing is incorrect. I'm watching that one last time. This time I want to see if this here goes red, the action of fleeing. Yes, that's what happened. And they're winning because we just moved back a little bit, doesn't really help out, so this way we've just simply lost. Okay, let's try that again with a different AI. I'm going to make a really simple change. This time, rather than going for the closest enemy, we are going to try and aim at the weakest shield. This time round, they should be focusing on the weakest one, and this should cause a bit more of a focused fire, rather than damaging everyone, damaging a specific weak robot. Let's have a quick go of this then. There we are, that's a lot better. So this time we're both focusing on that one, you're both focusing on this one, and the first death comes to the enemy. They still get in each other's way, which is really annoying. There we are. And we are victorious. And now, because there's no enemies nearby, we will grab the balls. A very simple change, which has had a massive impact on how the robots work. I feel like if you are a perfectionist and you want to do the best of the best, this may be the game for you. And honestly, it might be the game for me. It certainly seems a lot of fun. Here's a question. Can I place these differently? Can I move these anywhere? No, I can't. So I can't actually reposition. That's a shame. Okay, well, what's next then? Yes, quit the mission. Next is set your priorities. So we have 4 enemies there. We're currently all on attacker. This time we'll once again go all on scorer. So what does the escort do? Move towards closest carrying resource. That's a pretty cool idea, the escorter. But for now, we're going to be a complete derp, and once again, go complete scorer mode. Go, let's see how this works. Because I do like this AI. This is the type of AI I like the most. The kind of defensive, yet effective one. Okay, so he's running away. So now, they have the same AI as what basically we have, in that they are trying to run away if their shield is too damaged. And they're doing it better than us as well. So what's the difference there then? What did they do differently to us that made them so much more effective? Once again, they all have the same AI, so do we. So why did their AI beat ours? Wow, I bet people were screaming at me. What an obvious mistake I've made. So this took me like 3 seconds when I actually started to look into it. What I had accidentally done is put the shield between 25 and 50% rather than 0 to 25%, which meant during this phase they would run away, but as soon as they were below 25, they would then simply go back into combat. I would like to blame dyslexia or something else, but honestly, that was just me being really stupid. Okay, let's change that around then, shall we? Okay, I've done a few little things to now what I call Lathbot. First of all, moving around some of the priorities, such as the if you are carrying resource, go and put it into your base. But also, I've put down this, and I'm not quite sure if I like this or not. I obviously haven't tested it yet, so we're about to find out. If the weakest shield enemy is within long range, walk towards the enemy. This means as soon as they get into medium range, you will then be able to attack them because we are aiming at the weakest opponent, the enemy with the weakest shield. At least that's what we should be doing. Let's just have a quick check. We are target selection, weakest shield. There we are, almost made another mistake. So the basic premise is that even if the enemy weakest shield is trying to run away, we should hopefully hound it. We should be a little bit vulture-like. I'm not sure if this will work out well, but it's an idea, it's a test, and that's what I think this game is all about. Go forth! That was a bit scattered in terms of who was aiming at who. What was with that then? They should have really... Oh, okay. We kind of derped up there and didn't put them all as Lathbot. Try again. This time they should focus fire. Those two focusing on that one. Now that one was moving in to try and help out. This one is now trying to hound him, which is causing his shield not to be able to regenerate, at least not to full. The problem is, though, doing that walk means we're vulnerable for that entire walking section, so I don't think it is going to work out here. Yeah, we will eventually lose because we're spending so much time doing like the walking dance. So, how do we make that better then? I think this is probably a better idea. So very small changes from the last one, but this time, if there's still an enemy nearby, continue to attack that rather than hounding down the lower shield variant. But if there's no enemies nearby, start walking towards the weakest enemy. That way we should be continuously aggressive, even if they aren't in medium range, and normally we would be trying to go for the balls, but this time we'll be going for them. So, really a hyper-aggressive robot. Okay, you should be moving back because your shield's low, just doing a little dance there, medium to short. Let's fast forward this. Okay, so a problem with this concept, whole medium range one, that's what's causing this weird dance, which is causing them to take damage every now and again, because they are stepping into medium at least for a few seconds. So I do have to figure out how this is done. Oh, one of theirs just went for the ball rather than being aggressive, and that's where our robots differ. The aggression level, because clearly if none of ours are in range of them, they simply go for the ball. If none of them are in range of us, we try and kill them. We still walk towards them like this. Wow, long range really is very inaccurate. So, I still need to learn then, how do I make it so that our robots simply stand out of medium range? Because clearly, that is the main weakness our robots were just showing, doing that silly dance, which was making us take a little bit of damage every now and again. So that's something I'll figure out off camera, but for now, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's episode. I will be coming back to this game, at least to finish the basic missions, which is this. We're currently about halfway, if you include the tutorials, which you really shouldn't. So we're about a third of the way, closing in on half. I can't be bothered to count every single one, and I'm assuming down here they get incredibly difficult. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Gladiabots is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Once again, there's a link to the game in the description. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. I literally just closed the game, I started working on the thumbnail, and as soon as I did, I realised just how to make the robots idle when they try to flee from the enemy, or at least stand out of range rather than doing that silly dance which keeps on resetting the shield regeneration and just looks absolutely ridiculous. And it's as simple as adding an idle self next to the flee command. It is as simple as that. Both of these are of course connected to the condition. If self shield is 0 or 25%, anywhere between there, you will simply run away from short or medium range enemies. If there is no enemy within short or medium range, then idle, because left is always more important than right, but when that becomes invalid, the next priority is to simply stand there. Once the shield is above 25%, this is then invalid, moving over to the next one, moving over to the next one, and so on and so forth, and the result looks like this. So once our shield is low, they walk away, then they simply stand there. This means the enemy has to walk after us, rather than just being able to stand there, taking pot shots and causing our shields all sorts of problems. And we've left the screen, but we are victorious. There we go, hyper-aggressive AI at its somewhat most functional. Okay, thank you again for watching. No idea where I'm putting this in the video, and goodbye. Probably after the end, so people can yell at me and not realise I've explained it. Yay.